I'll just join in this follow stack.
Now that's a lot of damage!
So you're probably wondering, how did so much tectonic heat proc? Well, my build is a Divine Crash build, as you'll know from last video, and it has a potency of 0.86, making the Divine Crash AoE massive. And little known fact about Divine Crash, it guard breaks. So while Tectonic Heat would usually have a small chance of spawning rocks that do extra AoE, it is now guaranteed per enemy because Tectonic Heat always procs off guard break. So what this means is that if I have 50 enemies in my AoE range, 50 Tectonic Heats would proc, and probably all of them would die. That's what would happen, and it's actually insane. So with that out of the way, I will explain how the build functions. Divine Crash is a perk from the last Seraph armor set. The perk makes it so that if you M2 while airborne, you will crash down and do an AoE attack. The size of which scaling off from the height of your jump and also the perk potency. This is what our build is made on. But hey, why don't you run 3 times mythical soul armors for plus 54 jump boost and feels good for their extra jump boost too? Well, that's actually because the jump height doesn't scale the damage and AoE up as you might think. The Divine Crash perk itself scales it way more than jump boost. And because of this, the Cursed Guild would actually be better over Thief. I know this thanks to Revi on Discord, who is also a Divine Crash user and helped me make this build through their previous errors. With that explained, the build does most of its damage off of weapon perk procs. Thanks to Divine Crash's guard break function, Craigstone is our main source of damage, along with Stormrend from the Stormsplitter blade. Alternatively, because of the guard break proc you get from Divine Crash, you could also make a bleed build with Cursed Dagger Blade, Spiked Pole, and Sharp Ring instead of the weapons and rings I have. Spiked Pole would proc true damage, while Cursed Dagger would make you deal extra damage and heal. I'd also like to say I highly recommend you run Elf instead of Bunnykin. Elf reduces your bounce rune cooldown to 15 seconds and the bounce effect lasts for 13, giving you a 30% jump boost for basically forever. For armor, you go to the Lord Stratos boss arena and wait by one of 3 islands that spawn one of 3 armors. This is how you get the last Seraph gear, which you need 2 sets of. Alternatively, you could burn a green gem at your convenience. For ring and rune, you craft a bunny ring and you obtain the bounce rune from beating bunny prints. As for enchants, you gain legendary enchants from enemies glowing yellow, and you'll need 4 pieces of this to transfer to the last Seraph armor and bounce rune. You also need 1 corrupt enchant on bunny ring, which you can obtain from purple glowing mobs. To complete the enchants, you travel in the tundra to Blocker, where you pay a brilliant gem to upgrade your corrupt enchant on bunny ring and your legendary enchant on the bounce rune. After all of that, you head to the 3 infusers listed in the Trello, which I'll link a guide to in the description. And at the 3 infusers, you must put in the extra set of last Seraph you collected, and sacrifice a binding orb at each of the 3 infusers to complete the build. So that's the end of the video. If you like the build, then go make it. I've already said how to make it in like the last section, so feel free. It's pretty fun to use, so I'd highly recommend it.